Tonight, a mother is forced to make a life or death decision. You'll see how this drama played out.
Also tonight, a high-tech plan to fight a new form of subway vandalism. But is it too expensive?
Why would a Mets fan be banned from the stadium? Police say it's because he's got a good arm, good aim, and bad judgment.
And team coverage of the girl killed by a runaway school bus. What happened when the young suspect came to court? And how should the system deal with kids in trouble?
Good evening, everyone. We will get to the latest on that school bus tragedy in a moment. But first, a story involving yet another school bus.
This is a shocking charge tonight against a bus driver. Police say that she left a young child on the bus while she was running errands. Corianne Mahalik is live in Flushing, Queens with this story. Corianne?
Harry, imagine you're just 5 years old and your bus driver leaves you stranded, alone on her bus, while she goes and does a slew of errands. Police say that is what happened to 5-year-old Valentina Pena. That bus driver was arrested. She's back home tonight. Diana Cuartas behind closed doors after she faced the judge tonight.
Corianne Mahalik with Channel 9.
The 41-year-old bus driver and mother herself slammed the door on us, but her neighbors quick to defend her.
I can't believe this. It's unbelievable. I don't think she did that.
Why not?
Because she have a child of her own.
Authorities tell us 5-year-old Valentina was picked up here from the BWY daycare and preschool here in Jackson Heights and was supposed to be taken home to her family. But instead, we're told the bus driver, Diana Cuartas, drove little Valentina just 8 blocks away here, leaving her in the bus all alone for over an hour.
The welfare of this child has been endangered. The youngster is left alone on a school bus while the driver is off running errands. And I can just imagine what goes through the mind of this youngster.
Tonight, Cuartas' neighbors tell us she always seemed to be very responsible, especially with her school bus.
It's pretty shocking. She seems to take good care of her bus and stuff like she's always cleaning it.
And neighbors worry what could have happened.
There's a lot of strange people out there, so just about anything.
Could have happened?
It could have. Anybody could have went in that bus, took the child. You know, the child could have got out, wandered off.
Fortunately, tonight, little Valentina is home and she's safe and not injured. As for the bus driver, she faces child endangerment charges. We're live in Flushing, Queens. Corianne Mahalik, My 9 News. Brenda.
Thanks, Corianne. Now the latest in that runaway school bus tragedy. As one family prepares to bury their little girl, another tries to come to grips with the fact that their son is accused of causing the tragic accident. We have team coverage beginning with Byron Scott.
Albert James and Shirley Ennis evaded the cameras outside Brooklyn Family Court tonight. They are the father and great-grandmother of that 8-year-old boy who allegedly broke into that runaway school bus in Brooklyn yesterday that killed 8-year-old Amber Shadiq.
Everybody started running and screaming, saying that 2 kids got ran over by the bus. So I looked under and I saw that it was Amber, so I ran to my mom and told her.
He's insanely remorseful. He's unbelievably remorseful. He's sobbing. Does he understand what happened?
The little boy cried throughout the entire proceedings. They say what happened yesterday was an accident, not a crime, and cast blame on the bus driver.
Apparently he took a sandwich and he went a block or 2 away and left it unguarded and with the door, we believe, open.
Attorneys for the city called the boy troubled and unsupervised. They say he was on suspension yesterday for allegedly breaking into a school bus on Friday. And they say administrators recently contacted ACS. Both the boy and girl attended PS 161. Grief counselors spoke with students today.
He first asked us, like, how much of you had nightmares? And a lot of my classmates, they had raised their head, and then he had said that, you know, it's just a common thing.
Attorneys say ACS has been involved with the family for a little more than a year. They say on May 10th they investigated allegations of inadequate guardianship, and they say a caseworker was supposed to visit the house yesterday. The boy has not been charged, but he will remain in the custody of ACS and undergo evaluation at a diagnostic facility. As for the 2 families torn apart,
the child is a minor. He's not a damn criminal.
I liked Amber very much, and now I'm sad.
in Brooklyn, Byron Scott, My 9 News.
And our team coverage of this tragedy continues with a look at the troubling decision now up to the court. How to treat a young defendant such as this little child. Kathleen Trigg is here. She has the story for us tonight. Kathleen.
Well, Well, Harry and Brenda, we are learning more about this young boy tonight. In addition to breaking into another bus just last Friday, he has apparently been suspended 3 times and absent 40 days from school this year alone. He lives with his father while his mother is in Florida. So what is the court to do in a case like this? It's a tragedy any way you look at it. An innocent little 8-year-old girl dead. Her 8-year-old classmate accused of foul play. Today, a spokesperson for Amber Sadiq's family said they're doing their best to cope.
Not even placing blame, but just wondering why God would choose to take a child away.
But regardless of how angry and outraged the public might be, noted defense attorney Mel Sachs says emotions can't overshadow the law.
The public wants to ventilate their anger at this little boy. However, because of his age, he can only be charged as a juvenile and he can't be charged as an adult.
Sachs, who has represented several high-profile child offender cases, including the world's youngest bank robber, says regardless of how awful the boy's actions may have been, the law is designed to protect young children.
The justice system recognizes that that children don't have the same emotional and mental development that adults do. And that's why he's going to be prosecuted in the family court.
So far, the boy, who lives less than a block away from Amber, hasn't been charged at all, but could be facing criminally negligent homicide. Even so, Sachs says he wouldn't get a criminal conviction because of his age, and his record would be completely sealed.
The options are to place him on probation, to give a suspended sentence, or to put him in a home or in a place like Spofford for juveniles. He would not, of course, go into a facility the way someone who's convicted, who's of the age of criminal responsibility.
I asked Mr. Sachs if parents could be held criminally responsible in a case like this for lack of supervision. The answer in New York is no. Brenda and Harry.
Okay, thanks, Kathleen. 2 teens accused in a school shooting threat could be charged as adults. Prosecutors want the 15- and 16-year-old boys' cases moved to criminal court. 2 younger boys will be tried in family court. The 4 teens allegedly plotted a killing spree at Winslow Township High School in Camden County just last month. It
was a heart-wrenching scene today as family and friends said goodbye to 2 children, a brother and a sister, killed on a street in Roselle, New Jersey by a hit-and-run driver.
They were the type of children that were happy with everything they had.
With teddy bears and tears, family and friends gathered at St. Michael's Church in Elizabeth to say goodbye to 5-year-old Vanessa Montez and her brother, 2-year-old Hector. Their bodies were taken into the church by a military honor guard, while their 27-year-old mother, who was also injured in the same accident, hopped in on crutches.
They ran me over. They left me in the street to be bleeding with my kids all over the street.
3 were struck as they crossed St. George's Avenue in Roselle last week.
There is no light there. There's no traffic light. There's no anything that could have prevented this.
Today, family members lean on each other for support, and they plead with the driver who decided to run to turn himself in.
I lost both of my children, and the man who did it, you know, all I got to say is that there's a Lord up there. He will forgive you if you just turn yourself in.
How do you live with yourself every day knowing that you didn't just take the lives of these 2 children, but the lives of everyone that they touched?
Police are still looking for the driver of the car. A $5,000 reward is being offered.
Tonight, a homeless man suspected in a beating death outside the Bada Bing bar is behind bars himself. Daniel Callahan was arrested and charged with murder. Over the weekend, William Moshinger's badly beaten body was found outside the cafe in Port Jefferson Station. Police say Callahan killed him and then went to coach a soccer game.
Tonight, police are asking for your help in catching a hard hat bank robber. Take a look now. The suspect might be a construction worker. When he hit the HSBC Bank on 6th Avenue in Manhattan last Friday, he was wearing a silver hard hat and construction boots.
A New Jersey councilman now faces possible prison time for drug charges. Tenafly Councilman Jeffrey Romano was arrested last November in Newark. Today, in a plea deal, he admitted to heroin possession. Romano has to resign his council seat and could get up to 1 year behind bars.
A Mets fan is banned from Shea Stadium and even faces jail time. Police say that he bashed a security guard in the face with an aluminum beer can. Megan Vega got the suspect's side of the story. She is live at Shea with this story. Megan?
Well, Harry, I can tell you the Queens DA says these are serious charges, and the 23-year-old who's charged with assault agrees and says whoever is responsible should be held responsible. It's just not him.
I was just happy because the Mets were winning. All of a sudden, I'm yeah, Mets. I'm getting grabbed out and pulled out.
23-year-old Jason Schmieder says he was just cheering on his favorite team, the New York Mets, during Sunday's Subway Series. Now he's banned from Shea Stadium and is facing assault charges for a crime he says he did not commit.
We want to send a very clear signal to the fans at Shea and at the tennis center and any place else within the city that this kind of conduct will not be tolerated.
The Queens DA is pressing charges against Schmieder for allegedly throwing an aluminum can at a security guard. The assault charge falls under a new provision enacted by the city council. It hopes to end dangerous interference at professional sporting events. This will be the first prosecution under the new law. Were you drinking beer that night?
No, I wasn't, not at all. I didn't have no beer, and they're saying that I threw an aluminum beer bottle.
According to reports, security guard William Jones was escorting two rowdy Yankee fans out of the stadium when a can was thrown from the stands. The guard was hit in the face, and fellow security guards fingered this new father.
Next thing I know, this guy right behind me, like he literally hits my ear with a bottle, hits the guy in the face. The only thing the guy sees me, I'm just happy because what's going on. The Mets are winning at the end of the 8th inning, so I guess they assumed I was happy that I hit the guy with the bottle.
While the DA and Schmieder are at odds over who is responsible for injuring the security guard, both agree that more has to be done to keep fans and players safe inside the stadium, and are surprised aluminum beer cans are sold at Shea. A stadium spokesperson tells Mine 9 that canned beer will continue to be sold, saying, quote, "We believe it's an isolated incident. We are always constantly monitoring and evaluating the safety of our fans." The 23-year-old could face up to a year in prison and face fines of up to $1,000 if he is convicted. He'll be back in court on June 7th. We are live tonight at Shea Stadium. I'm Megan Vega, Mine 9 News. Brenda and Harry?
All right, Megan, thank you very much. Well, it was a beautiful, although a bit of a chilly spring day.
Here's Storm Field with first weather.
Well, as we said yesterday, we were looking at a day very much like it come our way today, and a little bit warmer tomorrow. It's exactly what's happening. Taking a look at what's going on in the satellite picture, not a whole lot of anything as high pressure starts to pull down out to the west of us, and that's definitely good news in terms of warming coming our way. 58 degrees in the city right now, a little bit milder than it was last night at this time, and guess what? It's going to be a little bit milder as we go through this evening into tomorrow morning. Not quite as chilly as you're heading out to work or heading the kids off to school. What we're looking at overnight tonight, partly cloudy conditions right now, northwest winds, but those clouds will be clearing out. Not as chilly as last night. The 5-day forecast looking pretty good.
Still ahead.
Something smells fishy.
A local town that says they've become a dumping ground. What's planned next that many say reeks of dirty business?
Also, a mother grieves for a local soldier.
My heart is broken. Tell me. My heart is broken.
Killed in Afghanistan after serving his country all across the globe.
Madonna creating yet another controversy. What the Material Girl has done that some Christians say crosses the line.
And Wanda Sykes in her new role in Over the Hedge.
You're going to be a skunk.
How the film's producers convinced her to take the lead.
Yeah, that's how they sucked me in.
Lexus is proud to sponsor the closed captioning of tonight's news.
Power, intelligence, beauty, control, all thriving under one roof. The 2006 6-speed all-wheel drive IS 250 at your New York, New Jersey, Connecticut Lexus dealer.
Thank you.
Oh, it's cold. Introducing the new iced coffee from McDonald's in vanilla, hazelnut, and regular. Try one today.
Because Daddy never hugged me. Because Daddy never hugged me. Because Daddy never hugged me. Because the more guys notice me, the more I love myself. Because I make more money than you. Because I make for my shortcomings. Because I'm compensated for my shortcomings.
The Volkswagen Passat, lowest ego emissions of any German-engineered sedan.
Lease a 2006 Passat for only $269 a month on a 36-month lease.
You're watching My 9 News at 10.
Tonight, a killer is on the loose.
Someone stabbed a woman in the chest in a quiet Brooklyn neighborhood. Mike Gilliam has the story from Sheepshead Bay.
Cops are investigating a murder mystery tonight, trying to figure out who repeatedly stabbed a 25-year-old woman to death. Cops arrived at the house in the 2100 block of East 26th Street in Sheepshead Bay at about 11 a.m. and found 25-year-old Patricia Torres clinging to life. She died a short time later. We asked the owner of the building if there were problems between the woman and her boyfriend who lived together upstairs.
Yes, between them, obviously.
And what do you think happened?
I just believe he blew. And she couldn't fend him off.
Now, cops are looking to talk to him.
Oh, I'm sure.
Police are not confirming her account, but say they are looking to talk to the unidentified boyfriend. Cops say the woman's 6-year-old son found her lying in a pool of blood. She had been stabbed repeatedly. They say the little boy left the house and ran to neighbors trying to get help.
They left the little boy to find the mother in his bed, dead in her blood. The little boy found the mother dead in her bed.
Was there an altercation last?
Does a father do this?
And she says the couple owes her rent for a year and a half. All of this, including the uncertainty, has left the neighbors shaken.
It's very frightening. I have no idea why this happened. I don't know if she was specifically targeted or if this was a random act. And it's scary. You know, I spoke to a lot of my friends today, and they were all saying, double lock your doors and make sure your windows are locked and just be really careful. And I know I'm not going to sleep tonight.
In the meantime, police say they want to talk to the woman's boyfriend. And they say if you know anything, saw anything, or heard anything, to please give them a call. In Sheepshead Bay, Brooklyn, Mike Gilliam, My 9 News.
Some weary residents say that they're already tired of being dumped on, but in the next 24 hours, an entire town is going to learn whether a new recycling plant is going to be allowed to open right in their very own backyard. The I-Team's Barbara Nevins-Taylor has details.
Hi, I'm Barbara Nevins-Taylor from Channel 9. How are you?
Fine.
We're trying to find somebody who is responsible for authorizing a recycling plant in Oceanside, New York. We're trying to get answers for the people of this community from the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation. So we want to talk to the guy in charge. The guy in charge and the DEC say it's okay to build a new recycling plant here in Oceanside, Long Island.
It's a horrible idea.
All of Oceanside is really getting up in arms about it.
Just last year, Gator Recycling, operating on the same site, was fined $320,000 by the New York State Attorney General for having 10 times the amount of garbage allowed. And the Environmental Conservation Commissioner said the cleanup of this illegal dumping site will protect the health of surrounding residents and renew the beauty of the surrounding community.
Something smells fishy.
So now, neighbors in a nearby co-op complex and the town of Oceanside wonder what's going on.
We try to knock out one, another one comes up. We try to knock out. When does it stop?
In fact, there's a history of dumping and recycling in this area. That hill is a former garbage dump. Up the road and across the bridge from the co-op, there's an industrial zone that backs up onto an industrial canal. The proposed new recycling plant, like Gator, would be in the middle of the zone, near other recycling plants.
What's there right now is bad enough, but to have more pollution, congestion, especially with the baby, you know, you're very concerned about the environment.
Neighbors are worried about traffic and the additional trucks the recycling plant would bring.
You really don't need any more congestion at all.
We're going to have hundreds of trucks coming in every day.
It will not add to the traffic problem.
Jeff Sirota's family business got the permit to build the new facility to recycle clean construction material.
This is how Long Island does its business. They need industrial zones. It's for the good of Long Island.
Sirota showed us a drawing of the proposed plant. He said there'll only be 4 additional trucks an hour up this road between 7:30 a.m. and 4:30 in the afternoon.
This facility is going to be a state-of-the-art facility where everything is going to be done indoors.
But the neighbors are mistrustful.
We will be completely reliant on Sirota or whoever is operating the property to make sure that there is no lead paint, no asbestos, etc., things that could be toxic to the neighborhood.
The history of the previous facility, Gator Recycling, overshadows everything.
Apparently, he didn't follow the rules and regulations at that time. He doesn't live around here. He has no vested interest in the neighborhood, and we do.
Our family was the family that cleaned it up.
The Sirota family develops and owns shopping centers, 27 on Long Island, including this one near the co-op in the industrial area.
My dad has been a builder on Long Island.
Jeff Sirota says his 86-year-old father owned the land and backed the owner of Gator Recycling, but didn't run or own the company. So what's to prevent the same problems from occurring under the new plant?
The DEC is looking at this facility. They are going to be on this facility, to use the colloquialism, like white on rice.
But the community mistrusts the Department of Environmental Conservation because of the way it handled the permit for the recycling plant.
The DEC is stonewalling us. They're not giving us the information we need. So how do we know that we're not going to be stonewalled in the future?
At the Department of Environmental Conservation, someone who runs interference for officials told us we'd be emailed a statement. We can't talk to the person responsible for making this decision. Is that possible?
I'm not going to say this a second time. You can talk to the press office.
So we received an email explaining that the DEC would actively monitor the recycling facility to protect the public. Still, the Sirota company has to get a zoning variance before it can build a recycling facility. And tomorrow, the town zoning board is expected to vote no. The Sirotas and their lawyer expect to take this battle to court. I'm Barbara Nevins-Taylor, My 9 I-Team.
New York Senator Hillary Clinton has an idea she says will help resolve America's reliance on energy. But will her idea fly? Why some say it goes against everything she voted for in the past. Also, smile. You may be on camera the next time you ride a subway. Officials say it will make your trip better.
Family and friends gather at the home of a grief-stricken mother.
My heart is broken.
Her 26-year-old son killed doing what he loved.
News brought to you by Toyota. So many choices moving you forward.
The once-in-a-lifetime launch spectacular. Featuring the new RAV4 and the all-new FJ Cruiser. We're making room for the new models, so great deals are going on now. Lease a Sienna, the only minivan to be named a double best pick by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety for just $219 a month, or get $1,000 cash back. And Sienna is famously fuel efficient, which means it'll take you farther on less. Hurry, it all ends soon. It's time to move forward.
My coffee. My toothbrush. My style.
Entertainment you can call your own. My Network TV.
Premieres September 5th, right here on My 9.
At Infinity, design is more function than fashion. Design is an all-wheel drive system that can instantly, intuitively, and intelligently adapt to rear-wheel drive for poise, precision, and performance. Make the most of all seasons in the Infiniti M, FX, or G35 from Infiniti. Lease an all-wheel drive G35 for $369 per month.
A barber shop. torn apart. It wasn't thugs. It wasn't vandals. It was the cops. The I-Team investigates why this business was wrongfully targeted by the police and whether race was to blame. Tomorrow on My 9 News at 10.
Actions speak louder than words. 2006 Ford Escape. Go farther than ever before with a secure, confident ride. This is the one compact SUV that lets nothing hold it back. Now you can sign and drive Ford Escape with 0 due, 0 down, 0 security, and only $319 a month. Sign and drive for a limited time only.
And now to the war on terror. The world's most wanted terrorist, Osama bin Laden, releases another audio tape on the internet. He says Zakaris Moussaoui, the only person convicted for the 9/11 attacks, had nothing to do with the operation. The al-Qaeda leader says that he personally assigned tasks to the 19 hijackers.
And tonight, a local family mourns a soldier killed in the war on terror. Sergeant Christian Longsworth of Newark died in Afghanistan. We first reported last night how it happened. Christine Persichetti visited his family tonight. She's back with us right now. Christine.
Brenda, Sergeant Christian Longsworth was in the Army for the last 8 years. He joined right out of high school. Last Friday, the 26-year-old died doing what he loved.
I miss him. I need him to me. Now I'm nervous. I want to see him.
Cecilia Longsworth is heartbroken. Her 26-year-old son, Army Sergeant Christian Longsworth, was killed last week in Afghanistan.
Oh, you know what happened? My son, he left. He not come back anymore. No come back. I no see anymore him.
Now the only way she can see him is through pictures, flipping through pages of a scrapbook she made of her son's 8 years in the service. The soldier from Newark died Friday when his convoy came under enemy fire during combat operations.
He was everything to me.
His brother Roy says he spent time with Christian before he was deployed to Afghanistan in March. He says it was almost as if the Special Forces soldier knew what was going to happen to him, even after surviving Iraq, one of the first to parachute into Baghdad, taking shrapnel, which earned him a Purple Heart.
He knew that it was a very dangerous mission, and he didn't know whether he was coming back.
Aside from his sobbing siblings, he leaves behind a 5-year-old daughter and a girlfriend who wears his Army sweatshirt proudly.
I was scared that, the fact that he had picked the kind of career that he did, but he loved it. He had a passion for it. He loved his country, and it was about the red, white, and blue.
Christian's body was expected to arrive home tonight. The family plans to have a service at St. Joseph's Church in Newark and then fly him to Puerto Rico, where he'll be buried. Harry?
All right, Christine, thank you. Some New York soldiers are going to see the war in a whole new light. They are actually getting free laser eye surgery. U.S. troops prepared for surgery today at the Laser Vision Center on the Upper East Side. It's going to allow them to be in combat without contacts and on the battlefield without bifocals or glasses. They will be deployed to the Middle East over the next few months. A free eye surgery is in honor of the upcoming Memorial Day weekend.
A giant step in the rebuilding of Lower Manhattan as 7 World Trade Center opens for business. Why filling it with tenants is the next challenge.
They're destroying property. They're destroying property that don't belong to them.
The multi-million-dollar high-tech plan by the city to fight subway vandalism. And a dramatic scene is caught on camera as a mother is forced to make a life-or-death decision. Coming up.
Three luxury cars. 3 double best picks for safety. A first for any car maker ever. The Audi A3, A4, and A6. 3 Audi models that not only exude luxury, they absorb impact. Visit your local Audi dealer today and test drive 3 of the safest cars in the world. It's greater to lead than follow.
The backs of my legs, stick into the pleather. Hey, 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 hey.
Grab a refreshing iced coffee from Dunkin' Donuts and unstick yourself from the pleather.
America runs on Dunkin'. Stop by Dunkin' Donuts and try one of our summer-iced coffee flavors, Choconilla or Berry Bliss.
The Memorial Day sales event is going on now at your Dodge dealer. Save big on the hard-working Ram 3500 with the legendary Cummins Turbo Diesel, or the big new Ram Mega Cab with best-in-class interior room, and the Ram Quad Cab with a new frame and suspension for an improved ride. Grab the truck you really want, a Dodge Ram. Hurry to your Dodge dealer by May 31st before the Memorial Day sales event ends. Get to your local Dodge dealer for up to $4,500 cash allowance or 0% financing for 60 months on select Rams.
For some, it's adventure. For others, romance. Whatever it is that brings them, guests of the Cayman Islands share one thing uncommon. Get a free night when you book a Cayman Summer Splash vacation. Use your American Express card and receive a $100 gift check at check-in. Call 1-800-829-7777. Visit CaymanIslands.ky.
Hyundai is taking on Honda and Toyota with the Hyundai Challenge. We're out to prove that our new Sonata is the best value running. Here are the stats. More standard safety features and interior space than a Honda Accord. America's best warranty and $4,500 less than an Accord. You owe it to yourself to check out the fuel-efficient Hyundai Sonata before you spend too much on a Honda or Toyota. Take the Hyundai Challenge today. During the Hyundai Challenge, get a new Sonata B6 with up to $3,000 cash back. But hurry, offer ends May 31st.
It's rebuilt and open for business. We're talking about 7 World Trade Center. The last building to fall at Ground Zero is now the first to rise from the ashes of the 9/11 attacks. It was time to celebrate today in Lower Manhattan.
It's a day, therefore, of tremendous pride and satisfaction for me to be able to look at this structure and see what we've been able to accomplish in 5 years since September 11th.
Developer Larry Silverstein officially opened 7 World Trade Center. The building was the third to collapse after the attacks on September 11th.
We said that we would rebuild, Larry, and we have. And the result is something spectacular that makes us all proud. It's also immensely satisfying to be able to open the first new building at the World Trade Center site.
As part of today's opening, Silverstein helped unveil a bright red sculpture called Balloon Flower outside the building. The 52-story high-rise is packed with new state-of-the-art safety features. Among them, wider stairwells and 2-foot-thick concrete walls. But while this state-of-the-art building is up and ready, only a few tenants have signed up to move in. But officials are optimistic.
It's going to be filled, and it's going to be filled soon.
Meanwhile, work on other trade center buildings is underway or will get underway next year.
We should have these buildings up and done and the Trade Center completed by 2012.
It costs $700 million to rebuild 7 World Trade Center.
A new push to stop subway scratchiti, vandalism that leaves scratches on subway windows. Now, officials say this is just one type of vandalism that's on the rise, so they are looking at ways to derail those who deface the trains.
They're destroying property. They're destroying property that don't belong to them.
This strap hanger is talking about scratchiti, graffiti that's increasingly being scratched or etched with acid onto subway windows and costing the transit authority millions of dollars in window replacement costs. Officials say scratchiti vandalism is up 400% in the last 2 years. To save money on window replacement costs, the TA plans to spend $10 million on healable Mylar window shields for the fleet's 6,200 trains and $15 million more for maintenance. They're also considering installing cameras in subway cars to digitally record criminals in the act. Would those security cameras cost us our liberty?
Is it worth it to give up our right to sort of like not have a permanent government record of whether we ride the 4 train or the 5 train or what friend we're riding with or what we're reading on the subway?
Strap Hangers campaign spokesman Gene Rushinoff also thinks the cameras will cost too much money.
I think there are strategies that have worked. They got rid of graffiti in the late 80s, took cars out of service, bought stainless steel cars that were easier to clean, and I think those are the most useful strategies.
But most riders we spoke with said that security cameras and scratchiti-resistant window shields would be money well spent.
It's okay, because they need to know what's going on, you know, to catch the bad guys.
Police say that there have been 122 subway vandal arrests so far this year. That is more than all of last year.
A fast and furious fire devours half a street, and an unbearable attack when a black bear invades a home. Those stories top tonight's news in a flash. Shenandoah, Virginia, a spectacular fire burns out of control, blazing through nearly a block of buildings. One person jumping from the flames was seriously hurt after plunging 2 stories. Investigators are trying to figure out what sparked the ferocious blaze.
Sacramento, California. It seemed like the Wild West. A suspect mows down a police officer, but the cop takes shots at the car while being dragged by it through a shopping center parking lot. One suspect in the car was killed. The officer is expected to be okay.
White Grove, Ohio, a grisly attack. A 500-pound black bear tears into a woman inside her home. The mauled woman was flown to a medical center with bites to her head, chest, and stomach. The woman's daughter and the dog tried to get the bear off of her. The girl threw luncheon meat outside, and the bear chased it. The bear was shot and killed by a wildlife official.
Merrimack, Wisconsin. A wave of problems for boaters trying to cross in front of a ferry. A woman and her dad were thrown overboard when the boat flipped over. She was trapped underneath the ferry cable. 2 men on the ferry rushed to their rescue. She is in critical condition.
Covington, Georgia, a McDonald's drive-by. Police say a man ran over 5 people with his car in a parking lot. 2 children were hurt. No word on their conditions or a motive.
Now to My 9 News, Operation Gas Gauge, and a call from Senator Hillary Rodham Clinton for an energy plan that includes an increase in ethanol use. The New York Democrat outlined her goals at the National Press Club in Washington, D.C. this morning. Mrs. Clinton called for cutting U.S. dependence on foreign oil by at least 50% by the year 2025 and boost ethanol-based fuel.
Now, I believe a 50 by 25 initiative will energize our economy, not undermine it. And how will we get there? 2 words: innovation and efficiency.
Critics say that Senator Clinton, who is up for re-election, voted against energy plans by President Bush in the past. She is also considered a leading contender for the White House in 2008.
Connecticut's Christopher Dodd is apparently gearing up for a run for president. The Democratic senator says he will start visiting key primary states next month. He also plans to hire a staff and start raising money. Dodd joins 10 other Democrats who may run for president in 2008.
The state-of-the-art terminal opens for commuters who travel by ferry, but will riders stay with the service? Maybe not, once they hear what a trip will cost. Also, Madonna's new tour takes the stage, and controversy follows. How the Material Girl has offended Christians again.
There goes my NAACP Image Award.
Me?
And the always funny Wanda Sykes on how she landed the female lead in Over the Hedge.
Nine News brought to you in part by your local tri-state Volkswagen dealer.
Because Daddy never hugged me. Because Daddy never hugged me. Because Daddy never hugged me. Because the more guys notice me, the more I love myself. Because I make more money than you. Because I'm compensated for my shortcomings. Because I'm compensated for my shortcomings.
The Volkswagen Passat. Lowest ego emissions of any German-engineered sedan.
Lease a 2006 Passat for only $269 a month on a 36-month lease.
Dear JetBlue, flying JetBlue is like being in your living room preparing for the big Sunday of peace and quiet. You're in your favorite chair, you have your remote control, and you have all the luxuries right in front of you. You got your food, the TV, music, you got everything. It's the perfect situation. JetBlue, what else could there be? Sincerely, Tyrese Benberry, BK, New York.
An available V8 that delivers an estimated 28 miles per gallon highway. By running on 4 cylinders when you need better fuel economy. And on all 8 cylinders when you want more power. Introducing the all-new Chevy Impala with an available 303 horsepower V8. It's a whole new animal. Chevy Impala. Visit ChevyOffers.com.
I hope they have those little shrimp pastry things.
Shrimp puffs, Reach.
Hey, buddy, the gym's down the street.
My bank and they're closed.
You're getting quite a workout there.
You think?
Do you know what I'm thinking?
Commerce, they're open late.
They're open 7 days.
Saturdays and Sundays, too.
But now?
Let's go, come on. I work out, too, you know. I knew he'd like my bank.
Your bank?
There's no place like Commerce. Experience America's most convenient bank.
The Memorial Day sales event is going on now at your Jeep dealer. Save big on the Jeep Liberty, the best-selling SUV in its class. And Jeep Grand Cherokee with a 5-star government crash test rating. And the new trail-rated Jeep Commander with room for 7 and available Command View dual skylights. Hurry to your Jeep dealer by May 31st before the Memorial Day sales event ends. Qualified returning Daimler Chrysler lessees can lease a Jeep Liberty for $219 a month or get 0% financing for 60 months.
Madonna's first tour in 2 years tops tonight's eBiz News. Some say that the show is crossing the line. Madonna's Confessions Tour kicked off Sunday in Los Angeles, and it's causing quite a stir. During the show, Madonna sings a song while hanging from a cross, and she's also wearing a crown of thorns. The Catholic League says that it's just Madonna up to her old tricks.
She's been doing this for the past 20 years, and she's pushing 50 now. We'd think she'd be growing up a little bit. If she really wanted to shock people, she'd shut up and sing.
There's been no comment from Madonna or the concert organizers.
Comedian Wanda Sykes has quickly become Hollywood's go-to funny lady. Pat Collins caught up with Sykes and found out how she ended up being one of the voices behind the animated hit Over the Hedge.
She is generally regarded as one of the funniest entertainers in America. And Wanda Sykes has the Emmys and a string of comedy specials to prove it. Her movie career heated up with Monster-in-Law, and she joined fellow comic actors Gary Shandling and Steve Carell for the animated Over the Hedge.
I got makeup on my butt, dude, and you don't even want to know about the cork.
Under that cat makeup is the sassy skunk voiced by Wanda. Stella is one of the hungry woodland animals looking for fine dining in the suburbs.
Food, 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 food.
The best place for food is Fresco's. It's where we interviewed Wanda.
Dig in!
Bruce Willis, Avril Lavigne, William Shatner, the star-studded cast Wanda knew about. The other details from DreamWorks were vague.
Of course, they didn't pitch you're going to be a skunk right out the gate. They said, oh, female lead, strong character, romance involved, you know. Well, yeah, that's how they sucked me in. Wait, did I just agree to play a skunk? Oh, well, there goes my NAACP Image Award. Forget about it.
In her comedy specials, Wanda skewers current events like airport security.
There is nothing random about it. And then you get to the gate and they standing there with a Sherwin-Williams paint chart. If your ass is darker than khaki, you getting searched.
Help Me, Wanda is what movie directors beg when they need a comedy fix.
Usually people hire me and they I just show up and be me, and they remove any possibility of me having to act, you know. Like, it'd be easy, just show up and be you, and then we got it, you know.
Man, this better be one stupid cat.
Over the Hedge comes with an environmental message about suburban sprawl.
So when I saw the movie, I was like, oh, wow, I did something good here, you know.
Animals are in the house.
I'm Pat Collins, My 9 News.
A mother is forced to make a life or death decision, and the whole terrifying thing is caught on camera. The amazing outcome of this scene.
It's what I wanted, and that's what I was determined to get.
And a local college athlete's determination pays off. The amazing obstacle that he bounced back from.
Now, here are tonight's winning lottery numbers.
This from a magazine called Car and Driver. The M45 rocks. Game over. And this from a company called Infinity. The M.
This is the new BP Visa card from Chase. With a 5% rebate at BP, 2% on travel and dining, and 1% on everything else. You can get cash or gas back here, there, everywhere. the BP Visa card from Chase. Visit your BP station or apply at bpchase.com.
Life's more fun when you know what buttons to push. The Mercury Mountaineer. With Sirius Satellite Radio, with all kinds of sports, news, and talk, and 100% commercial-free music. Entertainment for everyone. You'll never get lost. Except in the music. Mercury Mountaineer.
Now lease the Mountaineer Luxury for just $2.99 a month, plus a no-charge Sirius Satellite Radio, plus a no-charge 3-year subscription.
You've got to put Mercury on your list.
Experience the phenomenal Dynamite Merkin live all 4 nights at McDonald's Gospel Fest 2006. Featuring superstars Hezekiah Walker, Vicky Winans, Sissy Houston, and the amazing Ty Tribbett. Plus the nation's best gospel talent in competition. June 15th, 16th, 17th, and 18th at the New York City Center. Tickets on sale now at the City Center box office or call City Shakes at 212-581-1212. McDonald's Gospel Fest. I'm loving it.
Infiniti has shaken up the sports sedan world, claims Road and Track. The M. From a company called Infiniti.
Look at this, a mother and son caught in their burning apartment. As you can see, the son breaks his fall by grabbing a railing. Then he actually flips onto the first floor balcony. This drama unfolded early this morning in Hamburg, Germany. Then the mother goes over the railing and falls the full 2 floors. Amazingly, both escaped with only minor injuries. No word on what started the fire.
Well, New Jersey has a new weapon to fight fires, high-tech hydrants. Firefighters in Woodbridge Township are equipped with a global positioning system. Now, this helps firefighters pinpoint pump locations while they're heading to a fire. The hydrants are also linked to the Middlesex Water Company and can give water supply information.
Your money news now. Ferry fares look to increase now that the $44 million ferry terminal in Weehawken is open for business. It will be a costly crossing for commuters. Starting next week, the New York Waterway plans to raise its fares to and from the Port Imperial Terminal to $9 each way.
Wall Street couldn't capitalize on early gains on the day. Instead, the Dow closed down 27 points amid inflation concerns. The Nasdaq dropped 14.
Some New Jersey kids get a lesson on how balloons go up, and away. About 150 kids had a field day inside a giant hot air balloon in Inglewood. It's part of a program to teach kids how hot air rises. The event organized by sponsors of the New Jersey Festival of Ballooning, which takes place at the end of July. How exciting. Were they excited or what?
And speaking of nice days today.
Oh, I thought you were going to say hot air rising.
See, no, I wasn't going to go there.
It was too easy for you, wasn't it? Yeah.
Wasn't going to do that.
Yeah. It'll catch up to me later this week. 68 degrees, the high today, just as we said it was going to be. Temperatures a little bit warmer than they were the day before. And what we're looking at is a high, they start off the week at 64. Today, 68. Guess what? Could it be 72 coming up tomorrow? Yeah, it's a good chance of that. 45 degrees, the low. Temperatures tomorrow as a low will be not too bad at all. Quite a bit milder again by another 4 or 5 degrees as we continue to warm up as we go through this week. Outside right now, temperatures in the city at 58 degrees and readings pretty much in the upper 50s as you get around Manhattan. As you move out of the city, especially as you move north and west, temps tending to chill down a bit. Low 50s and the upper 40s as you move along, and a little bit cooler as you move out to the east also. But tomorrow we're going to be looking at mild temperatures back in here, and we're looking for a little bit cooler temperatures along the shore as we get some milder air making its way in. Temperatures throughout the area warmer than they were today. Here's what's going on. You've got a large area of high pressure that's slowly moving down and settling in. You've got a low that's been sitting off the coast, which is now pushing away. That's all good news and will keep us in nice weather for the next couple of days, but then a change comes our way. Take a look over here. Here's that high pressure system right about in here, and it's going to be settling down and moving. However, back behind it, you've got this large low, and that low is going to be driving in. As the low slowly makes its way down from here and then slowly pushes its way to here, what we're going to end up doing is getting a flow that's going to be moving around the clock like this. As we get it from here, moving across, what we're going to be getting is a southerly warm flow coming up, and then following behind it as the low moves in, colder air mass, which means overnight Thursday after midnight into Friday, a lot more clouds and a good possibility of some showers. But note, behind it, not a whole lot going on. So the good news is that that's going to move through fairly quickly, and as a result, we can still look forward to a pretty terrific weekend. Mostly clear overnight tonight, cool northwesterly breeze. The temps begin to level off and will stay over the 50-degree mark in the city, which is warmer than it has been the last couple of days. Then for tomorrow, great day, lots of sun, northwest winds 10 to 15 miles an hour, temps climb into the 70s, and hey, this is not looking too bad. Temperatures in the mid to upper 70s as we go to the end of the week. Lots more sun for the weekend. So if you've got some plans, perhaps you want to invite me over for a barbecue, Aaron.
Sure.
Available.
Absolutely. You're always welcome. You know that.
Thank you. I'm almost done cleaning the pool. Your pool.
Thank you, Storm. The Yankees look to rebound from last night's beatdown in Beantown with some help from returning slugger Gary Sheffield. How the team fared next in sports.
He's a St. John's pitcher who battled back against the rare disease. Now he's back on the hill battling batters for the Red Storm. I'm Scott Stanford. I've got that story next.
Nowadays, kids don't talk to you at all.
On the next, Bernie Mac. Bernie makes the kids join high society.
Good afternoon, Mr. Mac.
Good afternoon, lovely ladies. I like snooty black people after all, America.
On the next, Bernie Mac.
Tonight at 11 on My 9.
The news brought to you by Singular, raising the bar.
So I was on my cell phone with Leah, who used to date Justin, who I saw in the library studying the anatomy of a certain friend of ours. I'm about to drop the name, and my network... No more. I've switched to Singular's all-over network, the network with the fewest dropped calls. And Singular didn't say that. The leading independent research company did. And that's not gossip. It's fact.
So switch to the network with the fewest dropped calls. Singular, raising the bar.
0 to 60 in 5.2 seconds. The time it takes to rewrite the definition of hybrid performance. An electric motor engages. A V6 engine kicks in seamlessly, and all your stereotypes about hybrids are obliterated. With 80% fewer emissions, the GS450H gives more to the driver, takes less from the world.
Right, but a talking gecko, why?
I'll tell you why. Because people trust advertising icons. Some bloke tells you to go to geico.com and you're like, really? And just who might you be? But a gecko, he can be trusted. I ask if you want to save hundreds on car insurance, and you're like, yes, thank you. Mind babysitting my kids? And I'm like, of course I'll sit with the kids. You're like a brother to me.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Close a great deal at your Nissan dealer now through May 31st. Like a $269 per month lease on the 2006 Nissan Pathfinder S 4x4.
Where do you go to laugh out loud?
My 9!
Shuddy.
My king!
You've got a serious problem, young man.
My comedy! My 9!
The King of Queens, weeknights at 7 and 7:30, only on
My 9!
Harry Russ is talking about baseball in Beantown.
Beantown it is, with Gary Sheffield back in the lineup for the first time since injuring his wrist back on April 29th. Yankees were hoping to rebound tonight from the Beantown beating. The Red Sox laid on them last night, so to Fenway Park we go, where it was former Red Sox getting things started for Joe Torre. Johnny Damon leading off the first, sending a Tim Wakefield knuckleball inside the right field foul pole, making it quickly 1-0 Yanks. Then top three, it'll be the captain, Derek Jeter, smacking a knuckler through the box. In comes Andy Phillips. In comes Damon again, making it 3-0 Yanks. And then here, top seven with 2 out, Alex Rodriguez, who's been criticized for not coming up with a big hit in a big situation, does just that, saying bye-bye, so long, farewell. Number 11 for A-Rod, 3-run bomb, 7-1 Yanks. Manny Ramirez with a 3-run homer and RBI single, making it interesting, but it was a 7-5 Yankee final in Beantown. All right, from one division rivalry, let's now go to another with the first-place Mets. Home at Shea for the first of 3 against the second-place Phillies. Top 5, 2 out, 2 on. David Bell unloads on Steve Traxel, saying forget about it. Number 4 for Bell, 3-run bomb, 6-2 Phillies. Bell would later add a 2-run double to his ledger, but here, bottom 8, 1 on, 2 out, score rate 6, Jose Reyes. Tees off on Ryan Franklin. It's Adios Amigos, number 4 for Jose. 2-run bomb pulls the Mets even at 8, and that's the way it is now in the bottom of the 10th inning. All right, from the diamond, what do you say we now move on to the hardwood in Auburn Hills, Michigan tonight? Detroit Pistons, Miami Heat, Eastern Conference Final, Game 1, fourth quarter we go. With the Heat turned up in Motown, it'll be Gary Payton from 3, dropping the bomb, dead on target, 69-61 Miami. A little bit later, 71-65 Miami, when Dwayne Wade drives his way up and in 2 of his game-high 25, 73-65 Miami. Final score, Heat takes Game 1, 91-86 was your final. In other NBA business, the Toronto Raptors won tonight's lottery. They will pick number 1 in the upcoming draft. In WNBA play tonight, Washington Mystics crushed the Liberty 95-60 and won Stanley Cup hockey score for you tonight. In the third period, it is Edmonton leading Anaheim 5-2. Again, that one in the third period. All right, college baseball. The Red Storm of St. John's is busy this week with the Big East tournament, and they've got their ace back on the hill. A far cry from just a year ago when the young man was hospitalized fighting a rare disease. Here's Scott Stanford with the story.
I wanted it more than anything.
What Matt Tassoni wanted more than anything? Get back to pitching for St. John's baseball. That after suffering from ulcerative colitis, a disease where your large intestine shuts down.
I had to get it removed, the whole entire thing removed, and given replacement through an extension of my small intestine. They had to make it into a pouch.
During his battle with the disease, Tassoni's 6'4" frame dropped from 210 to 148 pounds. He had to wear colostomy bags, which he says he wore even on days when he'd work on getting back to the mound.
It's not normal to come back so quick and play at such a, play at Division I level, but it's what I wanted, and that's what I was determined to get.
Hey, there you go.
He's an inspiration, and to have him come back and to be a part of it and to pitch, I think the kids have gained some momentum towards it. And then obviously he's been pitching tremendous the past couple outings, and he's become our ace.
Most athletes, you don't hear about a 20-year-old having his large intestine removed and then having a procedure or pitching with colostomy bags. So I mean, it's a tremendous accomplishment for him to come back and throw as well as he has.
I'm back on the field playing baseball, and that's the thing. That was my goal, and I'm back on life's track.
Scott Stanford, My 9 News.
That's what you call a comeback.
Good for him. Thanks, Russ. That'll do it for us tonight. I'm Harry Martin.
I'm Brenda Blackman. For all of us here, Storm, Russ, and the entire My 9 News team, thanks for joining us. Stay tuned for Bernie Mac.
Come on, it's not going to get any greener.
Why? Oh. Okay, here we go. Thanks, honey. Oh.
Lock the door. Lock the door.
Open your window! Open your window!
Go!
The Passat wagon. Lowest ego emissions of any German-engineered vehicle.
If you love weekly savings, if you love variety, if you love freshness, you'll love ShopRite. We've got everything you need, from fast, easy, healthy meals to low prices on thousands of items. If you love value, you'll love ShopRite.
This week, assorted 12 packs of Scott or 24 packs of Cottonelle bath tissue only $5.99 with your card. And 8 packs of Scott or 6 packs of Viva towels are only $5.99 with your card.
Always fresh and always for less. Shop right.
The performance-driven Audi A6. Money Magazine's best midsize luxury sedan for 2006. Second place? Irrelevant. The Audi A6. Take a test drive today.
We're gonna find out if Verizon's giving people everything they want. Excuse me, can we ask you a couple questions?
Yeah.
What made you get DSL from Verizon?
Some cable companies only give you one option, and it costs like $1 million.
Why'd you get Verizon?
I get the speed I need at the price I want.
You know any dance moves? My bus is here. Nice studio.
Do you have DSL? Yeah, I do. Hey, look at me, I'm a model.
At Verizon, we give you different speed options, and they start at just $17.99 a month.
You have DSL from Verizon?
Yeah.
What speed you get?
Guess. Phone, broadband, TV, Verizon.
With a 5-star frontal crash safety rating and best-in-class cargo room, objects inside the Aveo are larger than they appear. The surprisingly big Chevy Aveo.
Get a 2006 Chevy Aveo Special Value model starting at $9,390 after cash back. Aveo, an American revolution. Find your nearest dealer on ChevyOffers.com.